for the inner loop.
That's Rick Mass in the Hooters car right in front of our leader, Dorsey Schrader. Bill, how many laps can you run in the McDonald's Ford before you have to stop for gas?
We're guessing about 32, 3 laps, I think, is what Mike figured earlier this morning.
So he can run 3 or 4 more laps before he's got to stop.
But, you know, the ideal number is go ahead and like Earnhardt and the rest of those guys, stop a little bit short. So here, if you're leading the race, and don't penalize you. If you stop, go back out, the caution comes out, you don't have to come in, and you're leading the race again.
Gentlemen, better pay attention to that 2-car, Rusty Wallace. He made a great pit stop. He dropped back about 5 or 6 seconds behind the leaders before that pit stop, made a great pit stop, and now is closing in on the leaders.
Well, there are 57 laps to go, and so our Heinz 57 field summary is being shown right now as the Robert Pressley car has slowed, if not almost stopped on the racetrack, and this could mean a caution flag.
Well, I think that Dorsey Schrader and the McDonald's crew, I think they can change tires sooner than Earnhardt can come back. So that would be a break for Dorsey Schrader if, in fact, the caution flag were to come out.
Yeah, Earnhardt's just now coming through turn 9, so they should be able to get Dorsey back out there, yeah, in good shape.
Dorsey is rolling down pit road, and he's down toward pit out also. And the caution flag is out, a full course caution for the second time this afternoon. As you see the front runners moving by the reason for the caution flag, Robert Pressleys' stalled car between turns 9 and 10. Now here comes Earnhardt around turn number 11. He will get the yellow flag, but he will do so as the leader of the race. Now watch as we have the whole field cross the line, come out of corner number 11, and you can see where everybody is on the racetrack at the moment.
See, Musgrave, he in fact is in the 5th spot. Mark Martin is 6th. Todd Bodine and Kyle Petty's car is 7th. There we see Jeff Gordon, Bobby Hillen.
Terry Labonte did get credit for leading a lap. I believe it was lap 31 when Earnhardt came in, so he gets the 5 points.
I agree with that. There comes Michael Waltrip and Kenny Schrader. Bobby Labonte. Jeff Burton. Jeff Bodine. There's Lightsinger, the Cartoon Network car. Sterling Marlin. Johnny Benson. There comes the Spam Machine, Lake Speed. Morgan Shepherd. Ward Burton. Wally Dolan back, Kenny Wallace, and there's the Dorsey Schrader car. Ricky Craven. Looks like Derek Coe behind Craven. Darrell Walter, Western Auto car. Jimmy Spencer, John Andretti.
My golly, he does know his cars, doesn't he, Bill?
I
don't think he made a mistake. Okay, let's take a break here under our second caution of the day. A huge crowd on hand to watch the Bud at the Glen.
Bob, you often think about the cars getting a lot of beatings at super speedways like Daytona, maybe even Darlington, and some of the tracks where the high speeds are. But really, most of the beating takes place on the smaller tracks, the short tracks like Bristol, Tennessee, or Martinsville, or even Richmond. And even at road courses, let me show you what can happen. Take a look. These are the arms that come off the sway bars that came off the Hayes Motive car number 15 of Wally Dallenbach. Normally, the sway bar is the bar in the front of the car that helps stabilize the front end, allows the car to be able to sit very evenly and smoothly and transfer weight across the front. But look what happened here. This car broke both of these bars on the front of the car. That's one of the reasons Dallenbach had so much trouble with the car being loose all weekend. Even trying to qualify in the second round, the car would not turn. It was very, very loose. They came in, took the brake ducts off, and suddenly saw there were fragments of this steel that were broken. And folks, this is 5/8-inch thick steel. And these are the bars that actually attach to the sway bar, and these attach to the frame from the sway bar. And so when a car goes to the corner and picks up that left front tire, it's this arm right here that picks up that tire. That's how much pressure is on it, and obviously these couldn't stand the pressure. Bob?
All right, Benny's going to step over to the telestrator now and show you exactly where these are here on our camera underneath the car.
That's the piece we're talking about. The piece that goes back. That aluminum, that silver color piece we see, that is a sway bar arm that goes, there's a bar sits in front with the front cross member. And right right sight goes down, that will literally jerk the left front off the ground, Bill.
Really, it's an anti-sway bar.
Anti-roll bar, yes.
There you go.
Right.
All right.
We'll get it the technical term.
All right, still under caution here at Watkins Glen because of Robert Pressleys' out-of-gas car. Back in a moment.
Now.
Perfect timing. Green coming out at Watkins Glen. Race back underway as Dale Earnhardt leads them down into turn number 1. That's Labonte on the inside of the lap car of Rick Mast. Labonte in second spot. Dale Jarrett in third. Robert Pressley was out of gas. That's the reason. And look at Nemechek go way off the track.
He and Michael Waltrip almost make contact a time or two. But now Michael is hung in behind. We see Schrader behind the Michael Waltrip car. Riding along with Kenny Schrader. Down the backstretch, called fourth gear just for you, Ned.
And they head into the interlude here. Jeff Gordon tried to get on the inside of Rick Mast. Couldn't quite make that pass as he came in there. Front 5 cars are all in front of the lap cars. Rick Mast, the only one of the lap cars that's up there amongst them. Dave Marcus is running along there in the top 10, but he's a lap down as well as they head out of turn 9 over towards turn 10.
A couple of cars have gone to the garage area. Ricky Rudd has gone there, and so has Dick Trickle with the transmission problem.
Well, Bill, I guess Ricky Rudd's problem was not brakes, but it was, in fact, rear-end fluid coming out of the car. He lost all the fluid and the gear burned up, is what I'm told.
Evidently, it was more serious than what they had originally thought.
Rusty Wallace trying to look on the inside of Jarrett. Michael Waltrip gets by the Dave Marcus car.
Well, that caution flag was a huge break for a lot of drivers who were running anywhere from 10 to 50 seconds behind the leader, so that let them get caught back up, gave them a much better track position, or at least in relation to the leaders.
Dorsey Schrader was the leader of the race when the caution came out, or he was in the pits when the caution came out, and he has fallen into 20th position now. There are 30 cars still on the lead lap at this point, and 37 laps have been completed. We ride with the root cam of Rusty Wallace, who's 5th.
On the backstretch, fourth gear.
Now, actually, Bob, he's in 4th.
Yes, he is. Yep. Here's a Fran Field summary. Yeah, he's right behind Jarrett, who's 3rd.
We can hear him back off the throttle now. Nail the accelerator to go down the front stretch. Second gear. Shift, Rusty. Now he downshifts. Third gear up the hill. Now he'll shift to 4th as he comes off turn 3, turn 4 here. He's in 4th gear now. As hard as he can go up the backstretch towards Ned in turn 5.
After you get off turn 1, is it no braking up through the S's down the backstretch?
No braking whatsoever. You can just about run flat out all the way up through the S's. If you got your car working well, that's a good place you can make time. Normally, when you get to the top of the hill and make that last left-hander, sometimes the cars go a bit tight. You have to kind of squeeze out of it as the race goes on. But you can normally go through there pretty well.
And a lot of work in the Ricky Rudd garage area. Bill?
I'm very happy campers down here. They definitely burned up the rear end gear. A moment ago, smoke billowing from beneath this car, so it was obviously leaking at the start of the race. Then, they brought it in, tried to fix it, and they just burned up the rear end gear. Ricky's still sitting in the car. The window net's still up. He's not very happy. He's 5th in points. He's won here twice. These guys will work real hard, try and get him back out, get him some points, but this team continues to struggle.
You know what was the first clue he burned the gear up, Bob?
What's that?
You know what the first clue was that he burned the gear? The fire extinguisher sitting under the car. And Earnhardt, once again, out in front. You know, if he leads about 6 more laps, he will get the bonus points for leading the most laps.
Yep.
So if he'd got out earlier, he'd have lost that.
Yes.
That's another valuable 5 points at the end of the year.
I can't imagine as much pain as he has to be in out riding around, shifting and back and forth. Can you, Bill?
Well, you forget about the pain. I mean, that's one thing about